something on this. As I'm not a researcher on the
Yes.
democratic process, but I am a follower and I'm a diehard fan of democracy in Pakistan. What I believe is democracy is the power of common man.
All right.
The common man cannot change the country with his own hands, but he has the power to select the fate of this nation. And this power of a common man to make himself stand in the front of the world, make his own way of legislation, make his own way of policy, even if it's in foreign policy, even if it's an economical policy, if it's an educational policy, any kind of policy, a common man is indulged into this process. And how this common man is indulged? By giving vote to his representative, to the person he thinks that he is worth enough to come up with ideas, to come up with decisions that can help his entire nation, his entire generation to bloom. I think this is the core benefit and the core responsibility of democracy.
I think I'm going to agree to it. And whenever we talk about democracy, obviously it's about you have this freedom, you have this right to do whatever you want to do. Because if there's no democracy, I think we as a nation have witnessed that too, and we know how it feels, because you really do not have a right to make a choice. So if you're going to have a right to make a choice, I think that will be something which we or you will call democracy. But right now, Jahanzeb sir, this year's theme is engaging youth in democracy. Now, how do you expect things to further go? For example, how do you think that we need to engage youth related to things which are actually directly or indirectly related to democracy?
Well, it's like this, that after an 18th amendment in our constitution, we were facing a lot of troubles among the youth, because after this 18th amendment, when it came on surface, we found that the youth ministries were dissolved and they were took back to the provincial levels. So that made the youth become frustrated at the federal level. There was no responsibility, there was no representation of youth at the federal level.
Exactly.
That created a big space, that created a big vacuum among the youth. What I believe that we are doing our part of work, we are creating assemblies, we are creating parliaments, and we are promoting youth. Now the government has to take responsibility of this. The government has to take the ownership of it. The government has to make a National Youth Council which should be representing the youth of entire nation on a federal platform.
Indeed.
Through a federal platform, we can represent Pakistan, we can represent international community by our youth members. I've also given a proposal to the Governor KPK that make a youth ambassador program. That youth ambassador program will fly up to Western countries, and they will bring in the workable business models from.
But is it because of the fact that you just want to enjoy free trips or something of that sort?
No, it's not about free trips.
Because
it's about a huge responsibility. You're not going for a vacation. You're going to bring in some big resource for your country.
But that's easy.
That's not easy.
That's not difficult.
You have to bring a business model in. See, the Tata Birlas in India, they are not working for free. If you go there, you have to get time from them. You have to take their whole business model to Pakistan. You have to implement it in Pakistan.
Exactly.
It's a huge responsibility. It's a responsibility of $1 billion.
Indeed,
so,
it is.
So it's not about going on a trip or roaming here and there. It's about bringing something back to the nation. So this is how the youth can be indulged into this in this policy making. And as I said earlier, that a National Youth Commission should be formatted, which should be as powered as the Ministry of Youth. It should coordinate with the youth parliament.
But how do you think all of this is going to happen? Because you have been coming on the show and we have been discussing all the various points and dimensions related to youth. So how do you think the government is going to take this initiative, and why do you think the barriers are so high already?
See, the barriers are not that high. Let me make it very clear. The government is working on this project, not on this project specifically. The government is focusing on the youth empowerment. As you have seen, the youth program, the youth